Hey guys, what's up? You're in the movie this time for a superhero film. Yes, it's been a long time since I've done a review, but I decided to get this one out of the way because this is long overdue and I wanted to do at least one review this month. This film is Suicide Squad, the third installment in the DC Extended Universe, written and directed by David Ayer, stars Will Smith, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, Viola Davis, Jai Courtney, Jay Hernandez, Adewale Akinyoyi Ajbaj, if I pronounce any names or words wrong, feel free to come up with proper pronunciation, Ike Barinholtz, Scott Eastwood, Cara Delevingne, Adam Beach, and Ben Affleck. Also common. This movie is about an intelligence officer named Amanda Waller who assembles a task force whose members are these dangerous criminals and supervillains who have been incarcerated, and they basically have to do the government's dirty work, and they are given the task to take out this powerful threat in Midway City. And they head out to battle, and we have our movie. I was very excited for this movie. It was one of my most anticipated films of 2016. It was on I put in the excited for category, my most anticipated films 2016 video. It had a lot of potential because it had a very talented cast and crew involved. I really like Fury, which Ayer wrote and directed. He also wrote Train Day, which I also really liked. And it had a very talented cast. Such great talent involved. Jared Leto, Will Smith, Viola Davis, Margot Robbie, who's definitely been rising in the industry, and it shows some potential. Also, it's pretty interesting to see a film focus on anti-heroes this time. That's definitely nice. Yeah, they're supervillains, but they're kind of like anti-heroes in this movie. So it's definitely kind of an interesting idea. And I love the trailers. I love the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer and the Baldwin Bliss trailer. They were just fun to listen to. So much fun. And it showed a lot of potential. However, once the reviews were getting posted, I became a bit worried, and I waited several weeks to see the film, and after seeing it, it's okay. It's the biggest disappointment of 2016 for me so far. The reason why it's the biggest disappointment is because I was not excited about Superman Dawn of Justice. This could have been a great chance for the DC Extended Universe to finally gain its footing after the disappointment was Batman Superman Dawn of Justice, but unfortunately, this isn't the case. Let's start with the positives. The action sequences are competently filmed. They're fine. And there are some entertaining moments in the film. Some. The soundtrack, the songs are nice to listen to. That's how much I can say about that. There are some funny moments. This is probably the funniest DC film of all the three, although I haven't seen Man of Steel since I saw it in theaters 3 years ago. Jeez, time flies. So, yeah, it has a lot more humor, and there are some funny moments in it. The cast, Viola Davis was perfect casting as Amanda Waller. She was my favorite. She was the best cast. She gave the best performance, and she was also my favorite character. She's very cold, she's emotionally detached. And she says and I really like how she delivers her lines. She's very cold, and she does it with a lot of conviction. And she's also pretty badass, especially whenever she's actually contributing to the action. Whenever she's fighting or anything like that. Yeah, she's good. I really liked her, and I would like to see more of her in future films. Viola Davis was perfect casting. Joel Kinnaman, solid as Rick Flag. Nothing amazing. He was fine. Will Smith. This guy's Will Smith. He's naturally charismatic, and he does a good job. And I liked him as Deadshot. He was fun. He was fun. He contributed a bit of charisma to the film, and he had some funny moments. Adewale as Killer Croc, he had some funny moments, and I kind of enjoyed him. I also love the makeup they did on Killer Croc. It looked really good. I gotta give a lot of credit to the makeup team. It was very well done. I have to give a lot of credit to it. There are some decent visual effects. Some of them have a good amount of some have actually a good amount of detail on them, and it kind of blends in seamlessly with the practical effects, or like location shots. Yeah, I don't know much going there. Jay Hernandez as El Diablo. I really liked him. He actually got a pretty solid dramatic moment. Wasn't anything amazing, but he did a pretty good job with it. And there was one good moment that actually kind of made me grow more attached to the character. So yeah. Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. I actually kind of enjoyed him. Yeah, this is the best performance I've seen from this guy so far. Mostly because he actually seems to be actually seems to have much more than just one facial expression and emotion throughout the entire film. The guy, I mean, for what I've seen from his other films, he's mostly neutral. Most of the time, he just gives off a very blank or neutral expression, or he just seems to be angry all the time. There's just nothing really much to much range in those roles like he plays like in a Good Day to Die Hard, Diversion, and Insurgent. Not much there. However, he displays a lot more emotions. He displays a lot more he's a lot more flexible here, I guess you can say. And he was definitely he had some funny moments. And all time, and I'd say it's his best performance so far. So yeah, I actually enjoyed him. Let's hope he gets some better roles from here on in. Sorry. Who else? Leto has moments as the Joker. I'll talk about that later. What else? What else? Production values were decent, I guess. I'm stalling. Let's get into the negatives. Yeah, this one's a mess. Oh, let's go with the positives for a minute. I did like Ben Affleck as Batman. He wasn't in it a lot, but I definitely enjoyed the scenes he was in. Yeah, he still proves that he was a good choice to play Batman, and yeah, I enjoyed his scenes. He was pretty good. There's also sometimes some, but when it comes to the team dynamic on display, pretty solid. They have solid interactions with each other. I wouldn't say it's anything amazing, but there's sometimes some fun moments between them. There's actually one scene in a bar that was actually probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. And I do like how Amanda Waller is very tough. I mean, yeah, I love Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller's my favorite character, without a doubt. Now he gets the negatives. The movie is kind of a mess. Yeah, the script is the worst part of this movie. And from what I heard, this had some issues with the production. Like, from what I read on a Collider article, Ayer had 6 weeks to write the script before they started shooting. And they made 2 different cuts. One cut being Ayer's version, and the other being the studio's version, which compared to Ayer's version was a lot more of a fun summer blockbuster, and that's the one playing in theater that was released to theaters. There's also an extended cut being released on home media. I guess that might be his version. I have honestly no clue. Maybe it will. And yeah. Let's hope it's an improvement. Yeah, the script's the worst part of it. This movie struggles to balance its characters. There are a lot of characters. Some of them don't get much of an introduction. Some don't get an introduction at all. Like, Katana comes right out of nowhere, and they try expanding on her backstory in one scene, but it doesn't really do anything. Some of these characters are very, very thin in terms of personality. Oh, another back to positive. Cara Delevingne, whenever she's a doctor, I want to say, is it June Moore? Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on a minute. June Moore, yeah, she was solid. Back to negatives. Yeah, some of these characters a lot of the characters are really lacking in terms of personality. There isn't much to them in terms of depth. They kind of at times try giving some of a backstory, but it doesn't equate too much in terms of character. So it's really just kind of lacking here. And yes, the film at times is a little bit choppy. There was like one scene involving like where Joker's saying, like, there's like this one scene where Joker is kind of like has Harley attached to this chair, and he says, "Oh, I'm gonna hurt you really, really bad." There are times during that scene where it's just randomly cutting, and it just came off to me as it was just distracting and kind of confusing. I don't know what the intention was with that scene, but it came off to me as rather confusing, and it just didn't work for me. There's also like this one scene in a club that had Common, and it had Common, Leto, and Robbie in it, and there's one scene where Robbie is walking away from Common, and I think it cuts to him, or cuts to a close-up of Leto. Then it cuts back to Robbie, and she's sitting on a chair, on a sofa, or chair, or whatever. It just felt so choppy. It's like she teleported from one area to the next. It just looked really awkward. Yeah, some of these characters don't get much development, and the editing at times is a bit choppy and jarring, which is sad. The action scenes, I didn't really care. Even if they're competent, I just didn't care what was going on. I didn't really care what was going on at all during the entire movie. I didn't really have any sort of real emotional reaction. Most of the time, it was just a very neutral expression. Yeah, this. It was a neutral expression for 2 hours and 3 minutes. You can also think, I also thought that maybe they were overdoing with the soundtrack. Well, it was kind of nice to listen to. At times, I was getting kind of a little bit. It was kind of get a little bit. I don't know if it's. I'd say it's kind of annoying. It was just kind of. I kind of felt a bit of fatigue with the soundtrack because they were throwing in all these popular songs, and maybe felt like a bit of like a last-minute decision. Basically, trying desperate to get like maybe a Guardians of the Galaxy type audience, or give off this kind of vibe that's something that's a bit more like Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though that one did a lot better with incorporated soundtrack a lot better into that film. And yes, I love that film. Whatever. Moving on. Some of the humor for me was the humor for me ranges to hit and miss, and some of the humor that really missed mostly came from Robbie. She wasn't very good. Ike Barinholtz, in my opinion, actually had the best moment. Was probably the funniest character. I actually have to say he had a much bigger role than I thought he would have, and he actually had some of the. When it came to the humorous moments, he had my favorite moments. I actually liked him the most. Will Smith, he had some funny moments, but at times he kind of missed. Margot Robbie, ooh, they were desperate with her. I thought she was fine in the role, nothing amazing. She did fine. She definitely commits the role. I gotta give her credit for that. But I don't know. Not a big fan of her outfit either. It looked ridiculous. And it's kind of sad that they actually showed the original outfit in the film and even showed her wearing it for a while. But no, she doesn't wear it in this film. Although I will say it would have looked kind of ridiculous compared to if she actually did. But still, the other outfit she wears, it's almost a bit too much like punk attire. It just almost like punk rock attire, basically. It just looks really. It looks dumb. And her jokes, they're just they're just desperate to get a laugh out of the audience with her jokes. Like, she'll just be forcing a joke out every time, and it's not really that funny. And honestly, at times, some people in my theater were laughing. Honestly, the most part I got was a chuckle. Although maybe I was probably laughing at how ridiculous she looked, or how she delivered that line. Visual effects for me were very hit and miss. There were some decent effects, but some looked really bad. Some of the detail on a certain character or a certain background or anything like that, or anywhere that visual effect was used, was really lacking. Like, it had lacked in any sort of real detail, and thus you could really tell it was like created on a computer. For example, like Enchantress, who's actually the real villain in the movie. If there's anything I don't like about the marketing campaign, it's very misleading as to who the villain is. You think it's the Joker, but no, it's actually Enchantress and her brother, who was barely shown in the marketing. Same for Enchantress as well. Yeah. The CGI on Enchantress is pretty obvious. But there's like this one, whenever she's in her original form, and she is like, there's like this like black dust or something like that surrounding her. Yeah, I could tell it was CGI. And when she's in her ultimate form, oh god, the CGI on her is even more obvious. It's painful. There's also her brother when he assumes his ultimate form. Obvious CGI. Also this form that El Diablo assumes right out of nowhere. Obvious CGI. $175 million budget. Amazing. Ugh. Enchantress is a very weak villain. She's very generic. And also, there's this one moment with her where she's doing this weird dance. I don't know what she's trying. It almost looks like a hula dance, and it looks stupid. It borders on unintentionally funny. And I'm thinking, is this supposed to be threatening? It isn't. You look like an idiot. It's awkward, and I mean, it's just hard not to laugh at it because it just looks so. You just look silly. Are you being serious? I'm supposed to find you threatening? Not really. No, seriously, no depth to this character at all. She's a generic villain, so that's another reason why I couldn't find her threatening, because she just was so thin. The characterization on her was so thin that I couldn't get any sort of real response out of this character that wasn't a neutral expression. That's it. Amazing! Great. Jared Leto's a Joker, the most controversial thing leading up to this film's release. I'm mixed on him. Leto tries his best, but maybe they're trying a little too hard. Maybe the design, the tattoos are unnecessary. Also the grill, yeah, not really necessary. It's almost like this punk rock look, basically. Kind of same with Harley Quinn. And it just doesn't work for me. It just looks kind of ridiculous. Leto tries his best, but unfortunately he doesn't have enough screen time to really leave an impression on me, which is really sad considering he's so very talented. And from what I heard, a lot of his footage was cut out. In fact, there was even enough for a standalone film. How long was this film originally supposed to be? 3 hours? 3.5 hours? I mean, wow. Are you serious? My favorite, yeah, Heath Ledger's still my favorite. It's impossible to beat Heath Ledger, but but that doesn't mean there can't be any more good film Jokers. I mean, Jack Nicholson's also good. He's great, actually, but Heath Ledger, he's the best. Leto's is my least favorite. If we ever get more of him, either in the extended cut or maybe in future DC films, maybe he will grow on me. But for now, I'm mixed on him. He didn't have enough screen time to leave an impact on me, and there are some things I like about him, and some things I don't. It's also crazy to know what Leto was doing on set. He was really committed to the role, and I give him a lot. And I mean, he's truly a real method actor, but my God, he took it far. Ugh, no wonder they need a psychologist on set. So yeah. The climax wasn't really that good either. I wouldn't say it killed the film, but it definitely did bring it down. One, El Diablo assumes this form right out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense. And, yeah. Some characters are also underused. Slipknot doesn't really get anything to do. Pathetic. Seriously? At least make him do something. But no! They introduce him, and they get rid of him very quickly. Amazing. Freaking amazing. Ugh. Yeah, I'm kind of upset about that. What else? What else? What else? I don't think I have much more to say about this. I'm very, very disappointed. You know, this is a missed opportunity for Warner Brothers. This really they had a real chance, not only with Batman v Superman, but also with this, to prove that DC Cinematic Universe could be a worthy rival for Marvel. But unfortunately, they haven't. I think they're just desperate to catch up with Marvel. Here's the thing, Marvel didn't do that. They took their time. Let's look at all the films leading up to the Avengers. Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America the First Avenger, and then the Avengers. 5 films before the Avengers. And guess what? How many films we're trying to get before Justice League? Let me think. I need some for. Hold on, I'm gonna try. What else? We had Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad. Hold on a minute. Wonder Woman, and Justice League. Now, here's the thing. Yes, there are 2. Yes, I mean, you only feel like there's only one difference with one film. But here's the thing. Marvel set up many different individual characters. They set up Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America. They also set up other characters like Nick Fury, Black Widow. Also, they set up Loki. They set up a lot of characters, and it took them several films to do so. DC's is just forcing a setup with many different characters, and Batman v Superman has cameos from every future Justice League member. Yeah, basically it was a lazy setup to catch up with Marvel. They feel desperate to catch up with Marvel, and they don't take their time. I'm really disappointed in them because these are professional filmmakers. Professional people adapting this material. And you think they'd be very respectful and also they wouldn't be desperate to catch up. You know, here's the thing. You know, when Harry Potter finished, do you think they were automatically trying to, get J.K. Rowling, trying to, get like another 2 more films? No, they waited like, seriously, like the next film in the Harry Potter series is a spin-off, and that comes out, and that came out here's the thing, that's coming out later November, 5 years after Deathly Hallows Part 2. A long time. This just feels desperate. They just feel desperate catching with Marvel. And they had 3 years in between Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. I'm honestly very disappointed in them because these are professionals. And there's a lot of potential here for some great films here. I feel really sorry for DC fans that this is the best that they're getting. Now, if you like any of these films that have been released so far, good. I'm glad you can. But I just can't. I haven't seen Man of Steel for a while, but I don't know if I'll enjoy it. Hopefully I will. I've been very disappointed in this, and I just hope it gets better from here on in. I hope that it just gets better from here on in. You know, I don't want this to be disappointment. I want to like these films. I want to be excited for them. Unfortunately, because of this, I can't get excited for another DC film. Unless they improve, I can't get hyped for one. I'm sorry. I'm being honest with you people. I really can't. These films, like Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad, had a lot of potential to be good and maybe even great superhero films. But unfortunately, they didn't deliver. I'm very disappointed in Warner Brothers. I just hope that from now on, I hope that they have learned, and I hope that they understood what they did wrong. They've learned from their mistakes and are going to fix them and not repeat them again, because this is unacceptable. Lots of money being poured into this, and it's just not worth the time. I'm very disappointed. I hope it gets better. I really do. I really want it to get better, because I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm sick of this. We deserve better than this. We deserve to be treated with much more respect. Not only just DC fans, superhero fans, filmgoers in general. We deserve to be better than this. We deserve to be treated with more respect. If you're not going to care about your audience, why should I care about your products? Look, I doubt that I believe that they had very good, that they really do care about what they're making, but they seem to be unsure what direction to take it in. I'm hoping they understand what they want to do now, what direction they want to go in, and hopefully finally gain their footing and establish themselves as a worthy franchise worth supporting. Because unfortunately, I haven't seen it so far. Suicide Squad gets a 2.5 out of 5. I really hope it gets better here because I don't want any more disappointments. I don't want self-mediocrity. We deserve better than this. We really do. Anyway, that is my review for Suicide Squad. Comment below. What did you think about it? What is your most disappointing film of 2016 so far? What do you think DC Extended Universe so far? I think it's been mediocre. Are you excited for any future DC films? And what's your favorite film in the DC Extended Universe? Mine? I don't know. Maybe Man of Steel? I need to watch that film again. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next video, see ya.